Mysterious flying objects have been appearing around the world recently, whether it's shocking UFO sightings or this strange orb being chased in Ohio. These videos remain unexplained, so we'll be seeing what exactly was caught on camera that shocked everyone. In Vinton, Ohio, a biker named Rafael Torres saw one of the most thrilling and confusing sights of his life. That day, he suddenly spotted a bizarre black object flying in the air. It was a perfect sphere, moving smoothly as it passed right over him and continued ahead. But something even more shocking followed right after. There were two military jets chasing right after it. In that moment, Raphael became sure the sphere had to be something so mysterious and dangerous that even the military was after it. Strange hovering object. Last year, when a farmer named Jorge Mendoza was inspecting his crops in a field near Yumbo, Colombia, he saw this shocking sphere, the eerie metallic sphere, hovering in the sky. It moved in a deliberate way, almost like it was surveying the land below. Mendoza didn't know what he was looking at. For a moment, he thought it could be some experimental product, because after all, Yumbo, the hub of industries, was just a few miles away from this field. But no company would ever let a secret prototype roam freely like that. An hour after he stopped recording, the sphere disappeared into the sky. And that's when he knew it wasn't man-made. Glowing orbs. In Asheville, North Carolina, people witnessed one of the most unexplainable sights ever when they looked up. They saw two glowing objects shining in the sky. It's not clear what the objects were.
What the is that, bruh?
Because they didn't resemble any man-made drone or a space probe. Then things took an even stranger turn. The two glowing sources of light suddenly fused together and vanished just as mysteriously as they had appeared. No one had any explanation for this because it was the first and last time this had happened in the city, and it left everyone deeply shaken.
What?
Mysterious dark orb. Did this man just film a UFO? On August 4th, 2020, 52-year-old contractor Andy Segovia spotted a strange black orb while driving near El Mirage Airfield in Adelanto, California. It was hovering high above the ground. In the video, the object looked small, but Andy mentioned in the video's description that since it was so high up, it had to be at least 8 feet across. He even stepped out of his car to get a better look of it, but he was still very confused by whatever it was. In the end, he decided that he'd just witnessed a UFO. Shocking UFO. On the 1st of November, 2013, people in Houston, Texas, woke up around 1 a.m. when they saw sudden flashes of light outside their windows. They expected thunder, but instead saw this UFO. It had bright flashing lights on it, and it looked like it was spinning in one place. Police even gathered below as it was an emergency situation, but they couldn't do anything, even as it started emitting a strong beam of light downwards like it was trying to abduct someone. The video ends there, and despite this major event in a big city like Houston, there's no follow-up of what happened next. Pyramid Fleet. Tourists had gone to see the wonders of the Giza pyramids, but they ended up seeing more than they ever expected. In April 2016, visitors at the pyramid complex first heard a loud humming sound from the sky. A fleet of mysterious aerial objects had come down to hover right above the tips of the pyramids. They looked like tiny, upturned vehicles spinning in place, as if they were advanced crafts of some kind. Tourists filmed the scene from every angle and uploaded the videos. Many believe this was an alien fleet that had come to uncover the ancient secrets of the pyramids. No tourists had confirmed when the crafts had left, and the Egyptian government hasn't said anyone about the matter. Otherworldly sphere. This shocking video has been going viral around the world. In Buga, Colombia, some people reported a metallic sphere flying above the city. While they didn't have videos to support their claims, one resident allegedly found the same sphere in the forest. The sphere had strange markings, with a chip-like pattern in the middle. He filmed it and shared it online. Scientists quickly got involved and ran experiments on the object, and what they found was unnerving. The sphere was not affected by heat and even changed weight. No known material on Earth behaves like that, which is why they thought this could be alien technology. Shocking sky objects. Watch what invaded the sky of San Antonio. On the 16th of May, 2022, people noticed a strange, bright green glow in the sky. They thought they were about to witness a meteor shower, but they were wrong. There were 3 glowing objects hovering high above. Unlike a falling meteor, these objects were moving slowly across the sky in perfect synchronization. The video cuts off without showing what happened next, but the uploader said the objects eventually flew out of orbit. Everyone believed they were from outer space, but suspiciously, the event never made it to local news. It seemed like the authorities didn't want to reveal whatever they were. Unidentified craft. The video may be old and blurry, but it shows something truly unsettling. It was recorded on March 12, 2011, by a man who had gone to the beach in San Francisco at dawn. Out of nowhere, a strange aerial craft emerged from the clouds. At first, he thought someone was flying a drone there, but he soon realized he was alone on the beach, and the object was far too large to be a regular drone. That's when he started panicking, thinking it was an unidentified spacecraft instead. He got so unsettled that he left the beach. Mysterious sphere. On December 17, 2022, a property surveyor was flying his drone over an abandoned area in Porterville, California, to examine the site for reconstruction. That's when he ended up recording more than what he'd expected. A mysterious black sphere appeared in the sky. It hovered with precision and was moving slowly above the area.
Look.
After some time, it descended and began to glide along the streets. The man kept his drone focused on the strange sphere. After some time, he lost track of it, but he was convinced that whatever he'd captured was not from this world. UFO fleet. This might be one of the most unbelievable UFO sightings ever recorded. Back in 2009, a group of tourists were in the Southern California desert. That's when they noticed not just one, but an entire fleet of mysterious spacecraft. At the center was a massive mothership, and beside it, 2 smaller objects moved in perfect unison with it. After a while, the smaller ones docked into the mothership. Things were already too shocking, but what followed next will leave you speechless. Suddenly, the mothership emitted a light and disappeared in the blink of an eye. The tourists were only left with this video as proof of the most unbelievable thing ever. Flying saucer. In April 2017, when a passenger on a flight from Spain to Germany was headed for a business trip, she noticed something strange outside her window. There was a disc-shaped object floating in the sky. She was shocked because no random object could be moving at such an altitude without falling. which is why she quickly started recording. The object moved smoothly away from the plane, like a spacecraft, until it vanished into the distance. She thought that maybe this was an actual flying saucer, because despite sounding really unbelievable, this was the only explanation she had.
Come this way. Keep checking.
Alien spy plane. A leaked video from an anonymous source has been causing a stir online. It allegedly shows a hidden facility built on top of a remote mountain. Right above it, there was a massive triangular craft that looked almost exactly like a TR-3B, the rumored top-secret military spy plane that's said to be made with alien technology. The craft slowly spun and then emitted a bright beam of light, as if to abduct someone from the facility. Moments later, it shot upward and vanished into the sky, and despite the footage being so clear, its anonymous source leaves more questions than answers. Shocking sighting. Look what a hiker found in the Sierra Nevada mountains of Granada. The guy named Daniel Johnson had taken a trail that was less traveled than other trails. That's when he noticed what looked like a flying saucer. It was too far away. But the metallic shape and shine was unmistakably like a UFO. He immediately started recording it for proof. And after that, he turned back and didn't return to the same trails because he was too freaked out by the sighting. Bizarre aerial object. Here's one of the most unbelievable aerial objects ever recorded. In Picentro, Italy, tourists first saw a glowing spot in the sky. They thought a star had suddenly started shining so brightly that it was outshining the sun. But then they realized it was not a star at all. It was a strange wheel just spinning in one place. It looked like some sort of alien machine, and the star-like shine was coming from the middle of it. The strange object stayed there spinning for 4 whole hours before vanishing, and everyone who saw it believed it was some sort of alien machine. Strange metallic craft. No one knows where this strange aircraft had come from. This happened on the 25th of June 2017 in Idomex, Mexico. The video shows a huge dark metallic disc with a ring around it. It was spinning in one place right above the city. The witness said it came out of the clouds around 6 in the evening. And then it flew down to hover right above the city. After staying there for 30 minutes, the object flew back up into the sky, and the cameraman didn't know what it was, or why it had been hovering above this city. Pyramid UFO mystery. Pyramids have always been mysterious, but what appeared over this pyramid is even more unexplainable. In 2012, a tourist in Egypt recorded a UFO hovering right above the pyramid. What made it stranger was the bright beam of light it was sending straight down to the top.
T'as vu les trucs qui se sont séparés?
Usually such beams are seen when UFOs try to abduct someone, but there was no one on the pyramid. So could this mean that the light was directed at the pyramid itself? What if aliens know about the secrets hidden inside these ancient monuments, and that's why this UFO was here? Unfortunately, we might never know the answers, because the video ends without any explanation. Triangle spacecraft. On January 22nd, 2022, people in Guatemala, Central America, first heard a strange thundering sound from the sky. Then, 3 bright lights appeared out of nowhere. At first, they thought they were just stars, but soon realized the lights were part of a single triangular craft. It was not flying around. It was just hovering above the city. And the citizens had this strange feeling that the mysterious spacecraft was observing everything below, almost like a higher intelligence was watching them. The craft stayed the entire night, And even though it didn't reappear the next day, people couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched. Otherworldly triangle vehicle. In 2016, a woman was driving through the western countryside of England on her way to see a friend. That's when something strange caught her eye. A massive object was flying in the sky. It wasn't making any sound, and its shape was really unsettling, because normally man-made aircraft have a cockpit and wings, but this was one just a triangle. She kept driving, but her eyes and camera stayed fixed on the sky. After 20 minutes of driving in the same direction as the mysterious aircraft, she got so unsettled that she turned onto another road and drove away from it. Suspicious spacecraft. NASA has a lot of explaining to do, because this video is really suspicious. The strange footage was captured on the ISS live stream, which is a real-time video feed from the International Space Station. That's when one satellite zoomed in on a really strange spacecraft. It was massive, with giant wings turned upward to stabilize it. No man-made spacecraft or satellite looks like that. And what made it even more suspicious was that it was too close to the Earth's orbit. Could this be an alien craft spying on our planet? Strobing spacecraft. What would you do if you saw something in the sky that made no sense at all? In 2018, in Kissimmee, Florida, a man named Robert Hensley was jogging in a park when he noticed a dark shape overhead. It had giant bird-like wings, but the wings were not flapping at all. Instead, there were strange lights blinking across its body in a way he had never seen before. The sight was so unusual that Robert recorded the object and posted the video online, asking if it was part of a new military drone project or spacecraft. But viewers started saying that this had to be an extraterrestrial spacecraft. Mysterious vehicle. It is not clear what was recorded that night, but whatever it was could not be an ordinary aircraft. In Monterrey, Mexico, when a security guard named Carlos Mendez was working at night, he noticed something unusual in the sky. A strange craft with bright blinking lights hovered in the sky. The entire craft was not very clear, but it caught his eye because of the bright lights shining on it. When he uploaded the video, he also added that the craft remained there the entire time he was on duty.
Muy buen registro, por cierto.
Glowing disc. A man had been seeing something strange in the sky, and this time he caught it on camera. Around 6:30 in the evening in Titusville, Florida, a worker near the Space Coast Industrial Facility noticed a glowing movement above. It looked like a round, flat disc gliding away through the air. It seemed like the disc itself was emitting that mysterious glow. In his video description, he explained he'd actually seen the same thing before twice at the exact same time, but never recorded it. This time, he grabbed his phone right away. He felt whatever this was. It was reappearing here for a reason. Alien fleet. On the 22nd of September 2013, a man in Bend, Oregon had gone to a park for an early morning workout. But instead of exercise, he ended up experiencing something truly unbelievable. In the sky, he saw what looked like an entire fleet of aerial objects. A huge circular craft was right in the middle, and it was flanked by smaller ones that had wing-like parts. To him, it almost looked like the one in the middle was an alien mothership. The man recorded the entire thing with shaky hands, because without the video, no one would ever believe what he saw. Unbelievable sky object. In Stavropol, Russia, a woman named Anastasia Volkova saw something that made her question reality itself. When she looked outside her window at around 3 a.m., she saw this oddly shaped glowing object. At first, she thought it was just a meteor because of the color, but she was wrong, because it was not falling or shooting across the sky. Instead, it was slowly rising up. Then out of nowhere, a glowing portal opened right above it, and the object went straight through, before the portal closed. The sight was so unbelievable that if she hadn't recorded it, she would have thought it was only a dream. Flying saucer mystery. In Cajatitlan, Mexico, a mechanic was out on the streets with friends one weekend when he noticed something hovering above the area. At first glance, it looked just like a flying saucer. The thought seemed too bizarre, so they tried to convince themselves it might be some prototype aircraft or drone shaped like that. But according to experts, no matter how advanced our technology becomes, a circular craft would struggle to fly smoothly. Without proper wings or stabilizers, its aerodynamics wouldn't allow stable vertical takeoffs or landings. So, if it was not man-made, could it really have been a UFO? Parked UFO. A farmer named Carlos Herrera shared a video of what he claimed was a UFO parked in Garcia, Spain. He was on his way to his vineyard when he noticed a metallic object sitting in the distance.
Su puta madre. Está moviendo esa chingadera.
Its shape looked exactly like a huge alien spaceship. Carlos was certain it had not been there the day before since he drove down that road daily. The sight left him so unsettled that he didn't dare go closer. He didn't want to risk what else he might find there, which is why he left the mystery for someone else to handle.
Como vi que bajó y me paré.
Historic UFO sighting. This might be one of the oldest UFO sightings ever recorded. Back in 1966, a military officer on a mission in the Sierra Madre Mountains of Mexico recorded an object smoothly flying above the mountain peaks. The shape looked exactly like a UFO because it was moving steadily with no wings or rotors visible. What makes this footage even more remarkable is that at the time, video editing or digital tricks were not available. That means what he recorded could be very much real. Glowing orange orb. On the 28th of August this year, a woman in Bathurst, New Brunswick, Canada, recorded this unbelievable footage at 3:13 in the morning.
It just looks like a ball. Come see it on my phone.
A bright orange orb appeared high in the dark sky. It was so intense, it almost looked like the sun had risen too early. But this was no sunrise. It was a glowing sphere spinning with beams of orange light that were spreading out of it. As it spun, it gave off a deep mechanical sound, and it stayed there for nearly an hour before vanishing. She tried to explain what it was, thinking that maybe it was alien technology or part of the mysterious Project Bluebeam. Flight encounter. You'll be shocked to see this unbelievable sight from a pilot's window. A private test pilot flying his plane noticed something zooming towards his plane. He thought it might be another aircraft or even a bird, so he stayed cautious to avoid flying into it. But soon, he realized it was a saucer-shaped object that zoomed past his plane. He thought he'd mistaken its shape, until it appeared again hovering right beside him. That's when it became clear that it really did look like a UFO. What do you think? Do you believe this encounter is real? Mysterious floating craft. In Nevada, a man captured a mysterious aircraft unlike anything seen before. It was dark with a flat body, and the strangest part was that it stayed completely still in the air. At first, he thought his eyes were playing tricks on him, maybe like the Fata Morgana illusion on the ocean, where things look as if they are floating. But this was not an illusion. Conventional airplanes can't stay this still because they need specific motion or rotors to generate lift, which is why he couldn't explain how it was hovering like that. So, he finally concluded that it had to be otherworldly technology. Mysterious orbs. People witnessed a life-changing moment in Buenos Aires, Argentina, back in 2019. Late at night, a glowing white orb suddenly appeared in the sky, blinking brightly above the city. Then, something more shocking happened. A smaller orb emerged from it.
Oh my god, I can see a little bit. Oh my god, what the hell is that?
Then another. And soon several more followed. They hovered in perfect unison before slowly moving again and vanishing. Many in the Jewish community there connected this event to Yahweh wa Yahawashi, which refers to God and the Messiah in Hebrew belief. However, other people came up with more logical explanations, saying that these could be man-made satellites. Which idea do you believe?
Sure, what's it,
Oh my god, what's that UFO? You think that's UFO?
UFO fleet. Victor Salazar, a science teacher, was on vacation at Lake Chelan in Washington. As he was recording the peaceful view, suddenly strange flying objects began rising from behind the hills. It was not just one, but an entire fleet of at least 5 flying saucers. They flew upward together before vanishing as they left the orbit. Victor was so stunned that he wondered if there could be a hidden alien station behind those hills that was launching these crafts. However, he didn't have the courage to go and confirm it himself. Church UFO. In 2022, a pastor named Miguel Duarte stepped out of a church in Portugal because clouds had suddenly rolled in. It was July, so the sudden appearance of heavy clouds in summer was unexpected, but he ended up seeing more than just the weather. There was a metallic UFO flying below the clouds. It was glowing brightly from the middle as if about to release a beam towards the ground. The UFO eventually flew over the church and went out of sight. The sudden appearance of clouds was shocking enough, but the UFO left the pastor truly shaken and searching for answers. Cave UFO. This grainy old video has no clear source, but it allegedly shows a flying saucer at the entrance of a cave. The huge spacecraft was dark and metallic. After spinning near the cave's entrance, it flew inside the cave. This strange clip makes people wonder if the reality of UFOs is different from what we imagine, and maybe they're not always arriving from distant stars, but instead hiding in places we rarely explore. Since most of the caves are full of mystery and still remain untouched, who knows? Maybe there could be entire fleets of alien spacecrafts hiding in them. Glaciers UFO sighting. Hikers often face extreme climates and thrilling moments on mountain adventures. But one man ended up seeing what others never do. His name was Daniel Ruiz, and he was exploring the Mont Blanc range in the Alps. That's when he saw a white flying saucer near a mountain. It moved slowly before disappearing behind a glacier. The object's color was so white, it almost blended into the snowy mountains. This made Daniel think that maybe this choice of color was a deliberate way for extraterrestrial beings to spy on our world without anyone noticing. This time, though, the camera recorded it. Mysterious sky lights. People in Alabama witnessed an unexpected sight when dozens of tiny glowing lights lit up the night sky. Some lights were forming a diamond shape, while others twinkled randomly. Everyone first thought it had to be a drone show, but they soon realized that drones do not twinkle like that. Instead of being a steady source of light, these were blinking in and out of sight. After some time, all the lights vanished all at once, as if whatever the source of light was had left our orbit in the blink of an eye, which made them wonder if it had been a fleet of otherworldly spacecrafts. Unidentified space object. What this NASA camera captured has shocked everyone. A triangular object was seen moving right beside the International Space Station, matching its speed of nearly 14,000 miles per hour. For over 20 minutes, the strange craft kept moving at a constant altitude. Then it suddenly changed its direction and moved slowly upward before fading from sight. After seeing it, even NASA couldn't identify what it really was. Lights in sky. On June 27th, 2022, the residents of Tijuana and San Diego saw strange lights in the night sky. The glowing lights seemed like they were part of one gigantic alien spaceship.
Mira, otro. Ya son 5.
The formation was seen from several parts of both cities, although the witnesses were aware that San Diego is home to the North Island Naval Air Station, and there are many aerospace facilities there. They still believed that these lights had no similarity to military planes. Even after they had disappeared, none of the military forces denied or confirmed if these lights indeed belonged to alien spaceships. Unexplainable aircraft. At 2 p.m., a really unexplainable aircraft appeared over a small town in Scotland. The sky was cloudy and foggy when a metallic shape hovered above with a glowing light at its center, and one of the residents ended up recording it. The shape of the aircraft was impossible to identify. As minutes passed, its shine grew brighter and brighter until it was too bright to look at directly. Then suddenly, it flew up and vanished. Mysterious metallic sphere. In 2023, villagers found a strange metallic sphere in Gwalior district, India, after it suddenly came spinning down from the sky. The impact had left a 2-foot deep dent in the field. After finding it, residents quickly alerted the police, who warned them to maintain their distance from it. When experts arrived, they couldn't decide what it was really made of. They thought that maybe it was a part of a fighter plane, or just space debris. But that hasn't been confirmed yet. Now it's time for the most shocking UFO sighting of the day. In Bristol Channel, when police officers were flying a helicopter 1,000 feet above the water, they saw something that left them truly baffled.
Everybody's talking about right there.
Their thermal camera picked up a mysterious spherical object moving steadily in the sky. What shocked them most was that it could not be seen with the naked eye, and it was flying against the wind. Air traffic control had no record of seeing this strange object before either. The officers had no answers for this, which is why they shared the footage on Twitter. Although some viewers guessed that it was a weather balloon, many believe this was truly an alien craft.